Hello friends, in the last class we have studied about the means of spread of disease. So when a disease occurs we have to give the proper treatment. So today we are going to study about the treatment of infectious disease, that how we do the treatment of various diseases. So today's topic is treatment of infectious disease. So the treatment of infectious disease can be treated in two ways: by reducing the symptoms and by killing infectious agents. Reducing the symptoms means that the symptoms that we are getting by the disease, like pain is the symptom. So we are taking medicines like painkillers to make patient feel comfortable. For reducing the symptoms, we are taking, to reduce symptoms, painkillers are taken by the patient to feel comfortable. Reducing the symptoms, that there is having some symptoms like headaches, stomach aches. To reduce these symptoms, we take some painkillers. Here I have mentioned painkillers. So by taking these painkillers, these symptoms can be reduced, but the disease cannot be eliminated by the painkillers. So for killing infectious agents, drugs and antibiotics are used. So there is a difference between drugs and antibiotics, as I already described you about the antibiotics. Antibiotics are the chemicals that are prepared from the microorganisms. So for killing, we use drugs and antibiotics. What are drugs? Drugs are chemical compounds. That target a particular reaction. Chemical compounds that target a particular reaction. These drugs, what these drugs do, they inactivate the biochemical pathway. So by taking these drugs, chemical compounds, these are the chemical compounds that target a particular reaction occurring inside our body, and these inactivate that particular biochemical pathway. So the infectious disease, the pathogen responsible for that particular infectious disease is eliminated. Second are the antibiotics. Antibiotics, I would like to tell you a brief introduction how antibiotics were prepared. How antibiotics are discovered. Antibiotics are first developed by Alexander Fleming developed the antibiotics. What he was doing, he was growing, or you can say culturing in this microbiological language, growing or doing culture of Staphylococcus, which is a bacteria. So somehow this culture of Staphylococcus was contaminated by a fungus. So he just removed that plate, just eliminated that plate. But after some days he found that there is in that particular plate in which he was culturing the Staphylococcus, he found that there is a zone of inhibition where this fungus has infected. So he isolated that chemical from the fungus, and the name of that fungus was Penicillium notatum. Penicillium notatum was the fungus from where in from where he got the first antibiotic, that was penicillinase. This was the antibiotic prepared by Alexander Fleming first time. So the antibiotics are having two types of effects. One is the cidal effect. I already told you the cidal effect, that is the killing effect. Cidal means to kill. And the another one is the static effect. In static effect what happened? The pathogens are inhibited. Pathogens are inhibited. That means their growth is stopped. They are not killed completely here, just they are being inactivated. And one important thing about the antibiotics is that the antibiotic doesn't act on the viruses. Antibiotics do not act on virus. Why? Because virus do not have their own metabolic machinery. As we all know that viruses are obligate parasites. Viruses are obligate parasite that too intracellular. These viruses activate only when they are inside a body of host. Activate only when they are inside the body of a host. They use the metabolic machinery of the host for multiplying their number. So we cannot use antibiotics because they are not having any cell wall, cell membrane, and they use the machinery of the particular host in which they are residing. Now we'll study that how we can prevent the infectious diseases. Prevention of infectious as you all know that prevention is better than cure. So prevention is better than cure. So let's have a look at general preventive measures. First, we should take safe drinking water. Safe drinking water. The water should be filtered, boiled, and treated with chlorine. Why we are boiling and filtering and doing this chlorine treatment on water? Because these all, by boiling we can kill the pathogens. Because most of the bacteria do not survive the temperature of 100 degrees Celsius, and chlorine is a chemical that also kills the germs or pathogens in the water. By filtering we can eliminate the dirt present in the water. So if we want to avoid diseases, we should take safe drinking water that should be filtered, boiled or treated with a chlorine chemical. Second is the proper disposal of waste. Proper disposal of waste. Covered garbage cans. The garbage can should be covered so the disease do not spread by the carriers, because the houseflies spread the disease from the dirty places to the clean places. The sewage drains should be covered. Third is the control of vectors. As we all know that vectors transmit the disease from the infected person to a healthy person. So there should be a control over the vectors. Vectors, mosquitoes, and that too female Anopheles mosquito. Female Anopheles, and other vectors are Culex, Aedes, etc. So we should have a control over these vectors. These spread the disease. We should not allow standing water should be removed. Standing water should be removed because this water is a place of breeding for the mosquitoes. To avoid diseases, a person should have a strong immune system. Strong immune system. What is the immune system? As we are having nervous system, digestive system, excretory system, we do have an immune system also. It helps to defend our body against invading microorganisms and can be made strong. Microorganisms. This immune system is like the soldier of a body. These fight against the various infections and diseases that are coming to us. So to make our immune system strong, we should take a proper diet. We should take proper diet and nourishment. Immune system. So let's have a look at the immune system. What is the immune system? Immunity is the ability of the body to resist the infection. As I already told you, immunity is the ability of the body, the infections. There are two specific types of cells present in a body that provide immunity. There are two specific types of cells present in a body that provide immunity. That are the monocytes and the lymphocytes. Monocytes and the lymphocytes. And these lymphocytes are a further of two types, B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes. In the next class we would be dealing with the B lymphocytes and T lymphocytes and the various types of vaccines that prevent the diseases. Thank you.